today we are going to talk about hormonal control of male reproductive system in class 12 chapter of human reproduction. So hypothalamus, which is called as the supreme commander of the body, we all have studied controls pituitary gland. Here also hypothalamus controls the anterior pituitary by releasing gonadotropin releasing hormone, which in short is called as GnRH. So this gonadotropin releasing hormone, there is a very important question which was asked, also helps in the onset of puberty. So if a question is asked which hormone helps in the onset of puberty, the answer is very clear that it is gonadotropin releasing hormone which helps in the onset of puberty. Now this gonadotropin releasing hormone actually stimulates the anterior pituitary to release two very important hormones, follicle stimulating hormone FSH and luteinizing hormone, that is LH, which is also called as interstitial cells stimulating hormone or ICSH. Now this luteinizing hormone or ICSH also helps, or it actually stimulates interstitial cells of Leydig and it secretes androgen. In males, the male androgen is testosterone, which always also helps in maintaining its level. Meaning, if there is excess level of testosterone, then it gives a negative feedback to the anterior pituitary and also to the gonadotropin. So, excess level of testosterone actually gives a negative feedback to the gonadotropin and anterior pituitary, so that the steady state or level of testosterone can be maintained in this process. Now on the other hand, follicle stimulating hormone converts or helps in the process of spermatogenesis by controlling its first step, that is conversion of primary spermatocyte to secondary spermatocyte. Now FSH also helps the Sertoli cells to secrete another important hormone or protein, which is androgen binding protein or ABP, and this ABP actually helps in the process of spermatogenesis. If we look into this picture, this is the lumen, this is the lumen of seminiferous tubule, and this lumen of seminiferous tubule is the place where spermatogenesis occur. This lumen also contains the special cells, which is the Sertoli cells, and this Sertoli cells secretes ABP or androgen binding protein, which is required to carry the testosterone into this lumen so that spermatogenesis can occur. Testosterone is secreted by interstitial cells of Leydig, which is this, and this interstitial cells of Leydig secretes the testosterone, which when concentrated onto the lumen of seminiferous tubule actually helps in the process of spermatogenesis. And the concentration of testosterone onto the lumen is done with the help of this androgen binding protein, which is secreted by Sertoli cells. Now, so there is a very important question here, that this Sertoli cells helps in what? Sertoli cells helps in production of ABP, which helps in concentrating the testosterone into the lumen of seminiferous tubule. Now, one more important work of this Sertoli cell is it helps in synthesis of another important hormone, inhibin. So, inhibin is secreted by Sertoli cells because this spermatogenesis process takes a lot of time, and the last step, that is spermiogenesis, which is conversion of the spherical spermatids into the mature spermatozoa or the sperm cell, takes a lot of time, and during this time it secretes this inhibin, which gives a negative feedback on FSH. Why? So that it gets enough of time for the spermatogenesis to occur properly. Now this inhibin gives a negative feedback on FSH, which stops the conversion of primary spermatocyte to secondary spermatocyte, so that the last step of spermatogenesis can can occur properly. Now from here again, a very important question was asked once in NEET, that what gives negative feedback on FSH, and the answer is very obvious. It's inhibin which gives a negative feedback on the FSH, and as a result the process of the first step of spermatogenesis, that is conversion of primary spermatocyte to secondary spermatocyte, is stopped. So with this we are winding up with the topic of hormonal control of male reproductive system, where we saw that hypothalamus controls anterior pituitary secretes FSH and LH, and in turn LH secretes testosterone, and FSH secretes the androgen binding protein and inhibin, and finally controls the male reproductive system.